This video is to show you how to use the paper cutter in the art room. What you should know, and I've mentioned it in other videos, if there is any playing around in the art room, running or play, pushing, anything like that, you are out immediately because there are things, especially here in the paper studio, that are dangerous. Probably the most dangerous thing is the paper cutter, but if used correctly, it can really be a useful tool. So this video is to show you how to use it. So first of all, there should only be one person using the paper cutter at a time, okay? So when you're standing here, it should be just you. There should be no one else around or no one behind you. This is for you to use. I'm going to tilt this down so we can see it, okay? So this blade is sharp. Right here is your safety bar. So your finger should never get underneath this. All right, when you lift up the blade, you can always have your hand here as long as it's not below this red line, then you're not in danger of cutting your finger. Okay, there should be no one on this side with their hands either. Once you have your, once you're ready to cut something, all right, you're going to practice, especially if you've never used a paper cutter before, you're going to practice using 12-inch strips. So you can get a piece of scrap paper here from the scrap paper bin that's right beside the paper cutter, all right there by the closet door. And I want you to practice cutting 2-inch strips. If you've done this before, you just do it once, and then I know you know how to do it, okay? So how you cut 2-inch strips is you need to pay attention to the ruler up here, and there are two different ways to do it. Okay, you can first, you're always going to need to lift the blade, okay, before cutting the paper. The blade stays up while you are putting the paper in, and you're going to notice, for the first way, you are going to notice the two, and I'm going to line up the bottom and the top with the two that's here at the top here. So it's kind of hard to see, but you'll see when you do it, there's a two ruler there. Then I'm going to hold the paper down, okay? My fingers are not below that red bar. Then I'm going to pull down to create a 2-inch strip. The other way to do it, when you are cutting this, if you want to get a clean 2-inch strip, you have to make sure that your edges are straight. If you have some sort of crooked line like this piece of paper is slanted and then you line it up with the two, it's not going to be a 2-inch strip because the other side was crooked. But the other way to do it is to subtract by 2. So let's say you don't want to get that close. All right, you can look here. I'm looking at, there's the 10. All right, so all I need to do is subtract by 2. 10 minus 2 is 8. I move it to the 8. I make sure this part is important, that the bottom and the top are lined up, and when I pull down, I should have a 2-inch strip, okay? For that one though, since let me show you one more time because that didn't make a 2-inch strip because the other part was crooked. You need to make sure that if you're doing it that way, that this is lined up on this side and this is lined up on this side, okay? Otherwise, it won't make a 2-inch strip. But now that it's lined up, I have 8 minus 2, go to the 6, make sure the top and bottom are lined up, pull it down, and then I have a 2-inch strip, okay? Once you have your 2-inch strips, you can just set them aside and go on to the create new discoveries in the art room.